You are now listening to the Warp World Podcast. Boom shakalaka.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 190 of the Warp World Podcast. The 190th episode. Here we are. Pooh, what's going on, man? Hello.
Oh, hi. How's it going?
Hey, how are you? Jaku, what's going on, man?
Hey.
Hello. I switched it up a little there. How'd you guys like that?
Yeah. You know, it's all right. Keeps us on our toes.
Yeah. Exhausting indeed. No, I'm with you.
Yeah.
I feel a tremendous wave of tired today.
Yeah, you know, I am tremendously tired because I was up till 2:30 in the morning playing Grand Theft Auto No Pixel Roleplay, and then I had to wake up at 6 o'clock because my son was sitting in his room just saying hi, 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 hi on the monitor for like 20 minutes. He was not going back to sleep. So yeah, it was like that's the end of your sleep regardless, you know. My wife was nice and got him because she respected the fact that I worked so hard till 2 in the morning, which absolutely
breaking your back over a long shift.
I know.
You know, it's a good thing you're where you're at in your career with Twitch streaming. And you have your kid now, because I couldn't imagine Gina 5 years ago being like, yeah, he worked hard last night playing Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah, I mean, definitely not. That is something that's definitely new and very unique in my situation, you know. So I mean, honestly, she could probably go viral on TikTok just making these videos, you know what I mean, about how being a
streamer wife.
Yeah, streamer wife. You know what I mean?
She should just go get that name right now.
Turn that into a hit fucking HBO series, dude.
Oh my god, that's actually
the real streamer wives of Twitch.tv.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, here's the problem: is that would then become more bigger than what I do.
The ex-streamers of the streamer wives of Twitch TV.
Yeah,
I already got we got 2 shows out of this.
I know. Yeah, no, it's but I'm addicted. Like, I'm full hardcore addicted, you know what I mean? I'm still playing my Marios every once in a while, and I'm trying to get in my Jump Kings when I'm waiting for the server to get on, or waiting in queue. But I am legit, full blown, utterly ridiculously obsessed. I've never had a gaming experience that is this incredibly detailed and deep. I would say it's so much stinking fun too.
I'm with you. I was also up 4 or 5 my time last night with you. We were definitely doing some shenanigans. I mean, there was no way we could end with everything that happened. So
X-Water, we had to go. We went out hunting in the woods with a redneck, you know what I mean, and he taught us a lot of things.
We learned a lot.
Wow, it sounds like quite the adventure.
Oh yeah,
it was. We've learned how to hassle cops so that they run away from us instead of us run away from them.
Oh,
yeah, I think that works in real life too.
I wouldn't test it.
I definitely used it today a few times.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I had a sequence of events today that was incredible.
I can't wait to hear about it. Next time we meet up. And it's nice actually keeping those sort of conversations in the game. I wish we could tell stories that we've been part of together. But Pooh or Mick here, I can't hear about his adventures today unless we meet up in the game, because
you got to keep true to the role play.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
we're and I'm super serious about that. Yeah,
man.
Yeah, we all are. It's really refreshing, and I think that's what makes it really good. When we did the Rust role play, it was fun, but we broke characters. We talked about things all the time outside of characters, because there was no it wasn't this. There was no punishment. Number one, and 2, it didn't seem as serious. This is a lot more serious. You want to explore things. And there's just so much more. Rust is still, at the end of the day, it's just Rust. There's not a whole lot of extra game mechanics, whereas this is a fully modded server that has dedicated mods for this sort of thing that lets you do some really unique stuff that you don't know unless you have been playing on No Pixel before, or were taught. And even the people that have been playing since season 1, they have to relearn these things as a character. Yeah, they'd be great at them when they do them, but they still got to relearn them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like the survival aspect of like Rust almost sounds like it has like a necessity for like efficiency as well, whereas like this sounds like it's a lot more laid back, where like you can be a dirtbag degenerate and make no progress and still have a great time.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Oh yeah,
absolutely. I mean, I think that's the thing too, is like you can live a straight and narrow life, and this is what's wild about it, and I didn't realize. I'd say 40% of people, maybe more, live a completely straight and narrow life in the game, in the role play. They work normal jobs and do normal things and attend normal events. That's what they do. You know what I mean? They don't participate in any crime, which is fascinating to me. Absolutely, utterly fascinating. And so it's just, oh yeah, I don't know. It's just really, it's so incredibly interesting and so stupid. And the smallest moment can turn into the largest fucking insane thing.
Yeah. And just the converging storylines that end up happening. Like, I heard about some sort of gorilla blood going on from a phone call somebody was having, and then like later on, the gorilla blood person, she asked me to beat her up so she could get some more gorilla blood. And like, it's just like getting the bits and pieces of it and then being part of the story. It's just like, it's insane how it all falls in. And like, that's only some of it. Like, there's a million other things going on that we have no idea about. Because we're not
there was the fucking Sasquatch that ran around the other day, like out of nowhere. Yeah.
Okay.
There's a werewolf now. Doctors think I'm a vampire.
Yeah, I'm going to a wedding on the 24th. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
You guys got dead ass second lives going on over here.
Yeah. It's very much a second life world. There's so much going on that you have to just be part of it.
Yeah.
How often do you guys run into like role players who just like either they're like just not great at it, or their style of role play just isn't for you? Like, is there a lot of those kind of people?
Yeah. But I'd actually say it's pretty low, surprisingly.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd say it's pretty low. The amount of shitty role players. I'd say like 70% of people are worth talking to, which is more than you would think. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's a lot less. Most people are on here for a good time. There's some people that just they want to stroke their egos, or they want to be the big man, and
they want to be
just
badasses,
do nothing but scream at you, or
they rob everybody they see. You know what I mean? It's
they're not gonna try to chat with you about anything, or you can't talk your way out of it. They've made up their mind. They're robbing you, or they're beating you up for your shoes or something. No matter what, you could be like, hey, I'm the mayor. How dare you? And like, they could be true, and they're like, I don't care, and them and their buddy will just beat you up.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's I wish you could kind of like talk your way out of it a little bit more, but like,
I guess that's life though, right? There's going to be situations in life where you can't talk your way out of it.
Yeah, no, I mean, totally, in a way. And then, you know what I mean? And then there's also just like you yourself, maybe like I wasn't good day one. I just became, I'm becoming a better role player.
Yeah.
I'd say Jaku is like from day one to like now is like 100% better role player. You know what I mean? Like you just like become better. And so some people just aren't like getting it or haven't like figured out their character, because a lot of people just go in and they're just like, well, I'll make myself, you know what I mean, and that's all I'll be. It's like they don't have like an idea, you know what I mean? Having like, Jaku wants to be mayor and he's an entrepreneur, I'm a pro wrestler, I want to win a belt, you know what I mean? And then you can work your motivation into things that are going on and justify the actions you do by having that motivation, when you know what I mean? So it's mostly the people that have like absolutely no motivation or something like that, that I hate.
Yeah. And I as you talk with people and you tell stories about your character to them, or events happen, it triggers, these memories for your character. Like, oh yeah, that's right, I can't swim, as Mick remembers. So like your character develops as things happen to you. So you discover not only these ambitions, but these weaknesses that your character has, and now you spin that into your story, and it's like now, like, for like Mick, he's afraid of water, he drowns, and like we had him try to jump the river yesterday, and he wasn't for it, and then he overcame his fear and he did it.
Oh, that's beautiful.
It was beautiful. It really was beautiful. I mean, it was kind of fucking awesome.
What did you use to jump the river? Bike, motorcycle, car?
A car,
like a Corvette.
Oh,
yeah,
nice.
It was like an 80s Corvette.
That's badass.
Well, they have all the old they have all like the original cars, but then they also have a bunch of real cars in the game too, in the mod.
Mm-hmm. Oh, cool.
Which I'm sure they didn't pay for those rights, but so. I mean, I guess our podcast is going to be the thing that gets them in trouble for that.
Yeah.
It's not like
they're sitting here with Moon playing. Like, if anything's going to bring attention to it, it's like the streams,
the summit, the moon, the big large streams, people. Yeah. But yeah, it's Mick's been really careful, staying out of jail, staying out of trouble with the police.
I've been super lucky, you know what I mean? I am a smooth talker. Dude, I almost got robbed today. I was at a very shady place. I walked right in and I was just like, "Hey, how's it going?" You know what I mean? And the guy almost robs me, and then he was like, and then he pulls up and he's like, "Hey," and I was just like, "Hey man, just I'm 15-time champ Mick Flair, just rolling through." And he's like, "Oh my God, Mick Flair, I loved you growing up, blah blah blah." And I was like, "Yeah, you want an autograph? You want a selfie?" He didn't rob me, and the whole interaction was just really funny and really great. You know what I mean?
Yeah, characters like that. That's great to interact with. Like,
so
anybody else?
Much fun. Yeah. When they just want to murder you right away, it's like that's super lame.
Yeah, they don't they don't do the dance, right? Like, they know what they want and they're just gonna do it. They don't do the dance.
There's no yes and.
Exactly. Yeah.
So it's fun though, and so Virgil though he's gone to prison. He's done some hard times, so he's a little more careful with the crimes now.
What did Virgil go to prison for?
Oh man. You don't know about this.
Him and Mick were making some bacon and eggs.
Okay.
In someone else's house.
Yeah, and Virgil here walked out with a microwave in his hands, and cop just caught him red-handed.
Yeah, well, technically he caught both of us red-handed, and I ran when Mick ran when Virgil was getting handcuffed. And so Mick ran because either we were both going down or one of us is going down. Yeah. You know what I mean? That's how it was. Like, we were either both going down or one of us is going down. And so I ran, which the funniest part was it was the second person I had actually left behind at a robbery that day.
Wow, sounds like a real stand-up guy you're playing here.
Well, no, okay. Well, this is funny. So the first one, it helped the situation greatly. This one actually had no bearing on the situation at all.
Yeah.
Either we both would have got that robbery charge or one of us would have got that robbery charge.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I get what you're saying.
So, yeah, and I would have, I'd have taken if it was the shoe was on the other foot, I would have taken the fall for, Virgil. I don't know if Virgil would have ran like I did.
Well, you got to think. You're some 15-time world champ. You got to be some kind of athlete. You got to be pretty fast.
And I just figured my thought process too on it, and this is my thought process on running, is like that would be fun, right? I mean, the car chase, the getting arrested after the car chase, the whole talking to the cops after the car,
going through the system. Yeah.
Everything about it seems very fun to me, in my opinion. So, I don't know. I just would enjoy it.
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun. It's the cop tried to get me to rat on him, but actually he had the ID for our other friend that was no longer with us, and he thought that Mick here was a woman when he first pulled us over. So I'm like, yeah, that was a woman, all right. So he's out looking for a woman. It was definitely interesting. It was interesting to see the side of prison. So now,
how long were you in jail?
I was in for 12 months, which it felt like only about 12 minutes or so.
I gotcha.
But now
I mean, you don't have to talk about it in game here.
I'm just gonna keep to it so I don't mess up. I don't want to.
I like it. I like it. I'm getting the side experience here.
Oh,
he's got to learn it. So
the best part is like they don't give you any help when you're logging in. There's no this is what you should know, like controls or anything. Like they just drop you in right away, and then you have to literally you probably just go up to the first person you see and fucking talk to them, and they'll probably explain to you how you do things. You know what I mean? And the best way to do it is like, oh yeah, you flex your F1 muscle. You know what I mean? You gotta really just get in that F1 muscle. Hit your pinky finger. You know what I mean? Like the way you just describe everything in game as if it's real is hilarious to me. Yeah.
So yeah, it's really a lot of fun with that aspect of it, and helping out other players. But Virgil now, since he's gone to prison, they have this Slurpee machine in there, and they make slushies, and they make some of the best slushies. So Virgil's actually trying to break back into prison
just to get
his whole side,
just to get a slushie.
Yeah, he scoped it out. He ran around the entire prison. He's looking for weaknesses. He's gonna try to use a bike to get in. He's gonna bring a truck and a bike.
Interesting. Sounds like a Trojan horse scenario you got going on.
He needs some height is what he needs.
Oh, okay. I got you.
Yeah. But
damn.
It's a lot of fun, and because there is no set way to play it, everyone's story is different. Everyone's got something else going on, and
you gotta have multiple jobs in Los Santos.
How many people are on the server at a given time?
160.
Okay.
I think, and 16 of them are cops.
Interesting. So 10% cops.
So there's about 16 cops. Yeah. So the best part, so when you see sometimes you'll see a chase with 5 cops going by. And when that happens, you're like, all right, well, I can do whatever I want right now.
I can do crime right now. Yeah.
Yes, I can do absolutely anything I would like to do right now.
That's funny. That's good.
Yeah. There was a full blown court case that lasted 7 hours.
Yeah.
And a lot of the cops were there, so a lot of people.
A lot of the city was there. It was half the server was there. There was 85 people at one point sitting in there watching the trial. Yeah,
it's like some Jeffrey Dahmer shit,
dude. It's wild. The whole thing is just fucking insane. Honestly, I'm not even. It's just insane. The whole every aspect of it.
Yeah. It's we gotta wait for your application has to get accepted. We got to figure something out for you because having another person, and obviously we got to meet in game. We can't discuss how we're gonna meet. We'll figure it out.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. It'll happen.
We'll get some jobs together at some point. We'll figure out who each other are. But
you guys ever? I'm planning on being a pawn shop broker, deal maker. So I'll be the guy who gets things. That's my.
Oh my god.
That's my ideal role.
Mm-hmm.
You need a cell phone, you need a jewel, any sort of odder end.
Well, what's interesting is you can start this business probably, and if you go to City Hall and you got a little bit of money and you can present a business plan, you can start this business.
Yep.
And
dude, mobile pawn shop. How about that? Ooh. Truck. I get a big truck. Yeah.
You got to have security. Because that's one robber clear you out.
That's a good point. That is a good point. Driving around with a van filled with all of my most valuable shit.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, we'll see. I got my application.
There's a delivery service, someone's out there just delivering. Yeah.
That's so funny.
Yeah,
the people in there doing mundane jobs is the funniest thing to me. Someone who's out there doing flipping burgers or some shit.
Oh my god, dude.
The burger people do not have a mundane job.
No, the burger shop's the wildest place. I mean, not to run a spoiler here, but pretty sure they're using human meat in their burgers.
Right.
Jesus.
Yeah. So that is, that's gonna be a thing.
Yeah, that's going to come back at some point.
What is their slogan? Don't do a murder, eat a burger. but the other guys don't do a burger, eat a murder.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't
remember. He gets it different every time. Anytime you go to the burger place is ridiculous. I've gotten so much free food from that place though, with my stories and shenanigans, and like I was wearing green on St. Patrick's Day though. Like, you get 10% off, and you know what, throw in a free Shamrock Shake too.
Nice. And
I'm like, all right, sweet. It's hilarious that they really love their job over at that burger shop. I think they get paid very well.
Really got a passion for burgers.
They do. Or murder.
Tupac told me burger shop people were making like $10,000 a day at one point.
Wow.
Yeah, but I mean, not now.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the economy is definitely something that's always changing, and like there's a big whole thing about taxes.
Yeah, and the taxes keep going up, and then on top of that, like there's like all your criminal activities constantly move, so you never know where they're at, and so like you might know where they're at for like a week or so, and then you'll have to find the new spot, things like that, and they can be anywhere on the map. And have you ever played GTA 5?
I haven't actually.
The map is very large.
It is.
Yes, the map is quite large.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know we were looking for something for at least an hour, probably 2 hours yesterday. Unfortunately, we're unable to find it based on the information I was given, but like it's just insane. It's fun though. It's exciting because it does feel a lot more like real life. You can't just go online and be like, where does this happen? You have to ask around, and you have to ask the right people too.
Yeah, and you can't just go on Google in the game, right? Like there's yeah, that's cool. That's you can in-game twat.
Yeah,
that's
twat.
funny.
Yeah, you can twat. And people help you, and like everybody's nice,
except for the people who mug you.
Yeah.
I mean, I tuned in a few days ago to your stream, Pooh, and you were dead in an alley. Like you were just like robbed in an alley, and I saw Jaku roll up, and it's like, Virgil, I need help.
Yeah, when I got stabbed. Yeah, thank God that homeless man came and saved me. Honestly.
Yep.
Yeah. The police came, and you guys were trying to like tell them the story.
She told me she wanted an autograph, but she really wanted to stab me.
That's not the same thing.
Yeah.
No, that was not the same thing. It was two very different things.
Anything from her side. Like she was wearing a helmet, a motorcycle helmet. So like we don't know what she looks like, and like she could be anybody at this point.
The perfect time.
Well, yeah, and it's interesting because like she could pop back up in that same outfit, and like Mick's gonna be scared and
probably just doesn't trust any people in motorcycle helmets at this point.
Right, he's probably got a phobia of that at this point.
It's true. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that sort of stuff's cool. But yeah, like we rolled with a guy named Judd, the redneck that Pooh was talking about, and he gave us a lot of information the other night.
Do you guys know this Judd out of game, or you just met them in game?
No, but I do know him out of game now. Like I went and watched his stream for a little bit. He came and watched mine today. He's super nice.
Yep.
Yeah, really. Yeah, he's been playing on this. No Pixel specifically, since it was an Arma 3 server, actually.
Oh, wow.
The same character. So this character lived in Arma 3 and now lives in GTA, which is really beautiful. Really funny. Yeah, isn't that very cool? Yeah, and he took us around. Like there's a spot where they have an area dedicated to a player that passed away. And then there's like a memorial for other players that passed away, and he like came and he explained it and like talked about a couple memories with them, all in game, which was just like really, really sweet and kind of like, you know what I mean? Kind of emotional. Like, it was kind of a cool moment, I don't know. The whole thing's interesting. And he's doing it while talking like a backwoods hillbilly redneck, you know what I mean? So it's like adds in more.
Just the layers.
Yes, layers. Very, very like a large amount of layers. I don't mean to take up our entire podcast with something that you have no interest in at all, like right now, but like
no, I'm you guys are having a great time. I'm having a good time learning about it, and You guys are carrying right now because this is like I'm so tired today, so this is really easy for me right now.
Yeah, I know, and we're so tired too, but we're not tired of talking about GT.
No,
well, and that's the thing. We don't really get to talk about this. We're experiencing it. So like we talked to our chat a little bit about it, but this is the first time me and Pooh have been able to talk like about our experiences as well, other than like just telling them in character, and like it's fun. But yeah, like there's just so much going on, and like again, like learning stuff from people. There's some people that will charge for information, just like be like, oh yeah, this is the spot to do it. That's $500. Like was it Dick that we had to pay money to that had a contact, or was that you, Mick, that you had?
No, Dick's contact.
Yeah, Dick's contact made us pay him $500. And what did we learn? I don't even remember at this point.
Where you sell stolen goods.
That's right. Yep.
Yeah.
So yeah, like that.
And the whole game is about information. The whole game is about talking to people, making friends with them. So if you got to find the right people with the right information.
Yeah.
Yep.
And that seems like the coolest thing about it is like you have to actually show some charisma to find out what you want to know. You got to find the right people. You got to make friends with them. You got to, you can't just like look things up, it seems really cool about it.
You can't just look things up, and you can't just act like it's a video game and go up to somebody like, hey, I know you've done this. How do I do this?
Yeah.
You have to approach them, hey man, how's it going? I'm looking for some jobs, I've been doing some trash collection and some deliveries, but I'm looking, you know what I mean? And like they have to take it from there. You can't just be like, I'm looking to do some crime.
Yeah, right. Like
they're gonna think you're a cop, and two, like who does that in real life?
You don't go up to someone and say, crime? Anybody down for some crime?
Exactly.
I mean, that is one way to do it, I would say.
It is a way to do it, but most people do not do it that way.
Yeah. Role playing is fun because you can be like you can play out in a serious way situations that you would never do in real life because of the repercussions. But because it's role playing, you can be like you went to jail for a year, Jaku. You wouldn't do anything that would bring you to jail for a year in real life, but role playing, you can be like, oh, what if?
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You got it.
This is like, I mean, apart from Rust, this is like, I think at least Pooh's first big jump into roleplay, right?
Yeah. I mean, I was Prince Charming in a very massive production of Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs in 4th grade. I mean,
yeah. So, okay.
I mean, it got rave reviews.
Tammy's mom loved it. Jimmy's dad said it was beautiful.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I sung a few lines, you know what I mean? I took a bow at the end. What can I say? No, I mean, this is definitely like, I've never done anything like this. I've never played D&D. I've never LARPed. I've never done anything that's even remotely like this. Now, check this out. I let Gina walk around as Mick Flair for a little bit last night, and now she wants to apply to the server.
Oh,
and she's
nice!
Thinking about a character to make. Yeah,
that's so good.
She wants to play at night. Yeah, she wants to play at night, and I'm like, fuck yeah, but you can't have any stories with me. And she's like, yeah, I would kind of want to get a normal job, I think, and do whatever I want. Maybe I'll be a nurse or something. I was like, that's super fucking hilarious, And so yeah, I mean, it's. I don't know. It's so weirdly fun.
Yeah.
It's like life, but without all the consequences.
Exactly.
I mean, you got a clean record. Let's talk. There's consequences.
Are you even on probation anymore?
What's going to happen to you running for mayor, dude? Like
nothing. The mayor went to jail for murder. Are you kidding me?
Jesus.
Yeah. The mayor's also corrupt. It's fine. It would have been weird if I didn't have a record.
That's fair.
I've been able to get all... trust you less. You're talking about an electorate that has like 85% of people have a record, so.
Right. Yeah, I've been able to get my gun license and stuff. Like it hasn't stopped me. It was a non-violent crime.
Yeah.
I'm kicking myself, dude. I should have told him I was helping a friend move, and you told me we were moving, and that and like I should have just went with that story. Like, I was moving his microwave.
Yeah, the guy just said he was moving his microwave. I didn't even know the guy,
Yep.
That would have been. That's a big brain play. That would have been big brain.
It would have been a big brain play.
Yeah.
I just, I was like, holy shit, Mick ran, and I froze. And like, it's so I checked your VOD.
We should have talked about it before. We should have talked about it before too, because me and Dick talked about it, and it's just like, yeah, if anything goes wrong, we got to split. You know what I mean? Just just go. And,
an exit strategy.
So I should have talked about it with you before. You know what I mean? You gotta think of a way to get out of the situation, because there's no point in everyone going down.
Yeah,
earlier. Yeah, right before in the day. This one was great. I was robbing a house with another guy, and he gets out of the house. He goes
What the
out
fuck
of the
is
house.
your wrestler character robbing so many houses, dude?
Okay,
money yet.
This is actually really funny, and I have a reason for this. I have an in-game reason for this, but because my wrestling character Mick Flair, he's the limousine riding, jet flying, styling, profiling son of a gun. You know what I mean? That's his wrestling gimmick. But so he can't work a real job, because that would ruin his gimmick, obviously, if he was flipping burgers or doing something like that. Exactly. So in order to keep up his wrestling gimmick, which isn't paying too well right now, he's got to live a life of crime. You know what I mean? And sure, he could quit wrestling and then quit the crime, but that would.
But then he's not Mick. Yeah, I get you.
Exactly,
I get you. I see the problem here. It's pretty good. That's pretty good.
Exactly. So, I mean, isn't that a great way of how I justify it?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's grade A role playing.
Yeah. Virgil's whole reasoning for the crimes is he couldn't clean up the streets without knowing how the streets got dirty, firsthand knowledge,
Oh,
and
okay.
You gotta start at the root of the problem.
Yeah. How are you gonna defeat crime without knowing how it functions on the back end?
Exactly.
Like, he wants to get meth off the streets, but first he's got to get it on the streets.
Right. That makes a lot of sense.
So logical. Yeah, no, it really does.
First, he's got to get it on the street. Oh man, we got to clean up this meth problem. What meth problem? The one that'll be starting next week.
Exactly. There is. I mean, I think that's the ultimate goal, though, is starting our own meth lab. Like, that is the ultimate goal.
You guys have a chemist friend? You guys got a Walter White yet?
No, I mean, we don't. Yeah, I mean, because I don't even know if that's honestly even a thing that's actually possible. I don't, but just with the weird layers I've been peeling back, and the more I'm learning about like buying property, I think it's probably absolutely 100% positively possible.
Yeah. Yeah, there's so much that we don't know, and the other thing is, like, the devs do add updates. Like, there's a lot of stuff from 2.0 to 3.0 that's new, but like, things do get added during the season too, and people can like submit ideas.
Yeah, and you don't know like what's getting added or what places are going for sale or what's new or what's, so you just always got to be kind of like roaming around and checking things out. And
like right now, we can only buy handguns and stuff, but the police officers have assault rifles. There's no assault rifles on the streets for common criminals yet. But once those become available, which they will eventually, like, now there's going to be a lot more gun shootouts with the police, and that's going to change the dynamic.
Absolutely. That's actually really that's really interesting. The politics of this Grand Theft Auto world seem hilarious.
Yeah. There's lawyers that actually have to take a bar exam in the game.
Yeah, they got to do an actual bar exam.
Yeah, you guys have talked about that because you were talking about it during the meeting this week.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Yeah, we were trying to get our lawyer to sign up, the Warp World's lawyer to sign up for the server so we could
have a lawyer,
have him represent us in court.
To which he replied, "I'm a lawyer in real life. I'm not fucking doing that."
Yeah, I mean, there's a million reasons.
Stuff, though.
He's like, I took the bar twice already. I don't need to do that again.
Yeah.
I don't know. And then, like, so let me throw this idea at you, Pooh / Mick. That's actually kind of confusing,
right?
What?
Mickey and Mick, because
oh my
Mickey.
god, I didn't even think. Oh yeah, that's gonna be horrible when we get
So the cell phone in the game, texting. So you can text people, find out if they're on and stuff. And like the general excuse when you get on is like, hey, just rolled into town. I was on a business trip or something. It just woke up, stuff like that. But it's a cell phone. If you're not sleeping, and you're away from town, you should be able to reply. Like, I don't think it'd be difficult to make a mod like a plugin for the server and for an actual phone to be able to send it and receive text.
Yeah.
As long as we stay in character. So like, you know, you could text me while you're in game and I could receive it on my phone and be like, no, I'm not in town right now. You know, I'm on a business trip. I'll be back in like 2 hours or something. And I think that would keep stories fresh and stuff.
That would be really cool if you could text people while you're offline. Honestly, you know, it honestly would be really cool.
Even when we're like driving our car, if I could pull out my real phone and text while I'm driving, like number one, I'm going to swerve a lot, which is good for the role play, but it's just gonna be better. You know, like I because you can't pull out your phone while you're driving right now, the passenger can. But yeah, it's just I'm gonna look into it.
I mean, it is really funny. I really want to clarify if you're fast forwarding, he means in game.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't text and drive, kids.
Unless it's a video game.
And then still be careful.
Yeah, I mean, if your character's prerogative is, you know, to be a rootin' tootin' son of a gun who don't care about no laws, then text and drive in the game, sure.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, I just think that'd be really cool, add to the dynamic. And it's something that should be definitely possible in what I've looked at in the frameworks and availability of stuff. They do have a dev application that I could apply for, but I don't think I have time for the game Warp World and a dev position there. So I might just pass that idea on.
Yeah, leave that one for someone else.
I was going to say that'd be the end of you playing the game, Jaku.
Once I start building stuff.
I know how you go. Yeah, once you start building stuff, that's all you would do.
Yep.
Only time you play is that's the thing you build.
Yep. But I want to like this. I really want to explore more. Like I want to keep playing this character for a while because it's a whole new experience for me as well. I've been streaming with it. I've been pulling some good numbers with it. What was great was obviously when I got arrested, you know, a lot of your viewers and a lot of probably the cops viewers came over to my stream. And like that's a whole other thing. Like that's a whole Twitch like extension in its own self. Hey, this guy's getting arrested. Here's his stream. Go see his point of view. Here's the cop. Just that interaction so that people can see both sides easily. That's the best part about this.
Yeah, I've in my number, you know, I mean, obviously Mario's always going to be king for me, but my numbers I've noticed have like my peak number for it is going up each day, which has been really, really fun to see.
Cool.
So
cool.
Yeah. So it's like I took that dip, but now it's a new game, and now people are going up, and that's really, really enjoyable.
I hit like 200 yesterday, just on my own, which was amazing.
That's awesome, dude.
Yeah. People like the role play. You know, I'm most of that was probably because Mick was offline. You know, they wanted to see what was going on with Virgil. But at the same time, like it's crazy. It's fun. It's exciting, and it's a good time to stream.
Yeah, it's great stream content. That's interesting. That it's going up though, because man, whenever you switch to a new game, whenever you do a hard switch, those first few days or first week where like people don't want to watch it yet can be tough to push through. You know?
Yeah. I've been really I mean, but I think it speaks to the type of content it provides because people don't want to miss anything. Like what people have been saying is like, this is my new favorite TV show. Like this is my new favorite TV show right now. The Adventures of McFlair is my new favorite TV show, you know? And what's crazy is that there's 159 other TV shows going on in the same universe. You know,
with so many like little subplots that you're never gonna know about, right? Like there's so many things happening.
No one will know all of them.
Yeah,
that's the craziest part. And like, let's take it back one more step. Like this is not the intention of this original game. You know, like this is Grand Theft Auto. Like,
I think they only support don't they only support like 32 players online normally?
I'm not sure. I never really played the online because like the actual online of Grand Theft Auto, like you populate into a server and you're like dead within minutes because everyone's got rocket launchers and assault rifles and you got no money. And that's more of a murder fest. At least this has some sort of element with the role play. But yeah, like this was not intended to be like this sort of game. The online of Grand Theft Auto is completely different than this, and it's crazy, and it makes you wonder. Like, you go to Twitch and you see this is all people are doing. They're doing no pixel role play servers essentially for Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah.
So like Rockstar's gotta be like, how do we make this for Grand Theft Auto 6? So do you think we're gonna see this sort of content on the online version of GTA 6, like built in from the start? Or do you think they're gonna still like?
I think they'll probably leave it in the hands of the people again, honestly.
They would be dumb if they didn't do it, though. I feel like
they'd be dumb to either not do it or to like.
Maybe they're dumb to do it. Yeah, maybe they're dumb to. Maybe they'd be dumb to do it because why? You know that when Grand Theft Auto 6 Online comes out, you know the very first thing No Pixel's going to do is work on it themselves.
Mm-hmm.
And is it worth them to support 100 different, like the amount of work that goes into No Pixel, like just like applications to be a police officer, things like that. You know what I mean? You're going to expand that to millions and millions and millions of people. And like, it just wouldn't work in a public setting this way.
It'd be a completely different company. Yeah.
Completely different type of game and experience. So I think it's almost better that now that I think about it, like what they should do is just make it a lot easier for things like this to exist.
Here's how you run a dedicated server. Here's the mods folder. Here's the language to use.
Exactly.
And the framework. Do what you want with it. It's going to be more stable this way than you hacking the client up like you do now. Good luck.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's definitely the call. Making it like giving modders as much support as they can. You know, the same kind of thing that you got with like games like Skyrim and The Witcher and shit like that, where you can just mod the fuck out of it. And
Yep. And if they do it right, you could do it with mods on consoles.
Yeah, that's true. That's definitely can go down now.
Yeah. So yeah, that'd be huge. But we were talking about viewership in games and stuff, and like, I was pulling 200 on Wednesday, and then I switched over to a game called Raft, and I dropped about 100 or so. Not terrible, but definitely a different type of setting and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But me, Xwater, Oh Hey It's David, and Fant have been playing that the last 4 weeks or so.
And I think we did 4 or 5 sessions. Yeah.
Yeah, we did 4 sessions, 5 weeks because we missed 1 week, I believe.
Yeah.
But that's a whole different type of game, and like we finished season 2 of it, I guess, because there's part 2 or whatever it is.
Mm.
But we've been experiencing that for a while, and that was a lot of fun too. So we could talk about that a little bit, Xwater, so that
You're not left all about
MTA.
Yeah, Raft was really cool. I liked the first half of it more than the second half. I feel like starting out in the game when we were figuring everything out and setting up, kind of our survival tools and figuring all that out. It almost felt like there was a monotony that started to show up near the end of it with the like find island, go to island, and then do the tasks on the island, and then find next island, go to island. Then in the middle of those journeys, we got to this point where our ship was, and this is credit to how dope we are, but our ship was so dope that we didn't have to worry about food because we had the dual cooking pots running. We didn't have to worry about water because we had all that water that was just automatically, we're just refiltering super easily. We had tons of bottles.
Our first half hour was the most stressed I've been in a video game in years.
Yeah, the first half hour was all of us were on the brink of dehydration and starvation all the time, and we were fighting over scraps of salmon to be able to just push through on this like 4 tile wide raft. It was so fun.
We were hoarding food from each other, which is a really great experiment, honestly, thinking about it. But like, people were like, I have a pineapple I'm not telling anyone about. Unless they really, really need it, it's my pineapple.
Yeah.
And I feel you on the monotony part. Like, it got to a point where like, all right, well, moved from island to island, and exploring the islands was fun. Some of them were a little strange and hard, but we may have cheesed an island or two.
Yeah.
But that was the nice thing about the game is it gave you that ability to do that essentially, with the way you could craft on your raft. But that final island, I got to say, that was a lot of fun.
That was the coolest island.
Yeah, that really brought everything we've done to like completion. I feel like it was like, all right, you've done a lot of stuff, and now like working as a team, and like you can do the game solo, but that island would have been so slow.
Oh my god, it would have been so slow.
Yeah, we were able to split up, and like we were having people do challenges and stuff, and there was that puzzle game, and yeah, it was a lot of fun. I'm definitely down for when season 3 drops of that game, because it was nice. It got to a point where it was relaxing. It was a nice relaxing Wednesday stream, where we were able to talk about whatever.
Yeah. Like our first 2 weeks, we were like constantly like yelling at each other to keep up on the ship chores, and then week 4 we're sitting there shooting the shit about like just anything while we're boating around because we have this intricate net system to catch all the loot, and we have all this we got the double engines powering, and we got the horn of the ship that was super awesome. It was a lot of fun, and we were talking about it before the show, but crafting games in general are just so fun. It doesn't matter what you're making, it doesn't matter what the setting is. If the game has tiers of crafting materials and you have to like master the first tier to like be able to harvest the second tier, and then master that tier to harvest the third tier, and you just do those advancements, it's such a fun progression system, and Minecraft does it, and Raft does it, and I'm sure Rust does it too, right? Like you get your wood, you get your stone, eventually you start getting your iron and shit like that. Yeah.
And like last night, like we had taken last week off from it, which was nice because I was able to play GTA. But was it GTA? I don't remember. I think yes. But regardless, the last night we just like all clicked into our roles like without a second thought. Like I was handling the cooking and the replanting of the food and stuff, and like nobody was around like who's doing what. Everyone just knew. And it was really nice to see like that just knew. So I love that about the game. Is like working together is a lot more fun to me than working against people. And when you find the team, the crew that really works, like it's a well-oiled machine. And I felt that last night. And so like I was sad to like it only took us about 2 hours.
Yeah, it was faster than I expected. I thought we had at least another full, like, because we've been doing 3-hour sessions.
Yeah. So we finished it off in 2 hours, which I was also happy about because it meant I could go back to GTA.
Yeah.
But yeah, like it was a lot of fun because it was like it was fresh. But that last island, I'm thinking about it still, and I'm like, that was a lot of fun, and like we won't ever be able to experience that island again the same way. But there's still more to be explored, I know. So we'll see what goes on when the next part drops on that game, and hopefully David and Fant are down for more. Yeah,
I'm excited for it for sure.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll find some other game that the 4 of us can play on Wednesdays or something, or even more people. Like we'll see what goes on.
Yeah, more just silly one-off days too would be cool. Yeah, we played. I played online net play Mario Party last week, I think, with Kate and with Dangers and with Rolex. I don't know if you guys have met Rolex. No. But it was a great time. It reminded me of back when we would do it, and fucking Mario Party is just so fun. It's timeless. Yeah. It's always a good time. It doesn't matter who you're playing with and who's doing well, who's doing poorly. You run into those chance time blocks and someone loses all their stars to someone else, and it's just such a great thrill.
It's still bullshit that Donkey Kong won that one time. But regardless. Yeah, like it's a silly game, and like you always have fun with those games. And I think Nintendo's got a real winner with Mario Party and the Mario Golf and Tennis. Those are always going to just be games that you can pick up and play with your friends or at any time and enjoy. But yeah, like I don't know, it's games with friends, man. I can't wait to do some in-person gaming though.
Yeah,
I think that's the biggest thing of why maybe me and Pooh are definitely into this role play, and why the Rap Wednesdays were so important to us.
I'm enjoying it. It's a social experience for me, and also just so damn silly. You know what I mean? It's just so damn silly that it's super fun.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah.
Speaking of silly, do we want to go to this week's hot take?
No. Well, let's just wait until X Water's in, and then we'll just do a whole podcast in our characters. All right, it'll be really super.
All right, let's do the side questions for this week then.
Let's do the side questions. So speaking of silly, you guys want to
We might do like a normal podcast episode right now. You know what I mean? Like what normal podcasts would do. Like if they had someone yelling at you to like, because most podcasts are like, yeah, you got to get off now. An hour, and it's been an hour. You know what I mean? But we just like, we don't give a fuck. We'll go 2.5, 15 hours, whatever our podcast wants to be that day is what it is. We're artists. Damn
we
it.
are artists.
We're artists.
You can't contain us. All right. Hello, Warpers. What would you say to something like a yearly subscription to games like Madden, FIFA, NBA 2K, etc.? This could look like where you pay a little more for one full copy of a game, then pay a smaller fee each year for updated rosters. Why do you think this has not been done yet? Your friend, Crazy. Great question. Money.
Yeah,
licensing.
Because they'll sell you another. They'll sell you the $60 game because there's nothing that goes out of style faster than a sports video game. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You almost like if you're a sports gamer, and there are a lot of gamers that are sports gamers. You know what I mean? I at one point in time though, would say I was more of a sports video game player than anything. You have no choice. You have to buy the new one every year. You just have absolutely no choice. Like yeah. So why would they do that when they can just sell you that? And not only that, now they're selling you new packs, new clothes, new fucking everything. You know what I mean? Like getting into NBA 2K. Like let's say you want to play online NBA 2K, right? You know that normal stuff because 2K is all about online. They have the whole park thing, and it's like its own living city, and it's really fun. But if you want to be taken even remotely seriously and get to play in any games with anybody, you're pretty much got to spend about $160 just to get in. Straight up.
Oof.
I know, because you need to pump your character up to like the paid for minimum because that's all anybody will want to play with. And so it's like it's like consumers are doing it to ourselves. But you know, I mean, what are the choices you have? You want to keep up, you know what I mean? And you can it's horrible.
It's like any of the obvious cash grab products that any fan base falls for. I mean, I bought Mario 3D All-Stars despite owning all 3 of those games already. You know, like I didn't need to do that. Everyone's gonna buy Skyward Sword despite already owning that. If people will pay it, they will let you pay for it. That's the thing. And I think you said you said licensing earlier too, Jaku. I bet that would probably be a challenge because they put like all sorts of music, and I'm sure like the player contracts matter to some degree with these games. So like having it being a living thing would probably be a lot harder than a separate instanced game.
Yeah. Plus, it's these products are something that people buy each year. It's something that they're going to buy. When companies do subscriptions, it's not typically because they're trying to make it better for you. It's because they know that a lot of people will end up not using the subscription each month, and they make more money that way. Whereas like with FIFA or these sports games, people are going to be playing them for a few months, and then they're going to drop them, and they're going to be like, I'll just pick up the subscription again later, or not at all. And like they can just make more money. They can make the $60-$70 each year off the person, which is going to be just enough. And plus, if you have like a monthly subscription, you typically feel like you're entitled to a little bit more. Like, why aren't they doing updates right now? Well,
yeah, that's true.
Like they had any updates. So people might be more entitled. Now the devs have to do more than just add a few new characters and remove some old characters and tweak the date from 2020 to 2021. That said, I was talking about this while I was streaming, waiting to get into the queue earlier. I saw a tweet about Jackbox 8 coming out. And I'm like, didn't Jackbox 7 just come out? And
that was like, very recently, yeah.
It came out in October, and it made me feel a little, I don't know, odd. And to full disclosure, Jackbox 8's not coming out till like fall. The full tweets, like they're just talking about it now and going to be showing off a game every few weeks or so, I guess, to build up hype for it.
Yeah.
But something hit me differently about hearing Jackbox. Like I'm like 2 Jackbox games in a year. That felt wrong to me for some reason, and it's like. I think it's because like companies like EA, I know they do that, and I'm used to them doing that, and they're these big, large corporations that you love to hate. But company like Jackbox, you're like, I like this company. Why do they hate me? Why can't they just?
Do you
add
find that the content between the Jackbox games is valuable? Like between Jackbox like 4 and 5, do you think there's enough of a change between those that you feel like you're like sick? This was super worth picking up.
I don't. Like I had to wait for these games to go on sale, and like I'm perfectly content with like Jackbox 5. Usually, I think I have like 3 through 7 though.
Yeah, I've got like the first 4 or 5 or something.
But yeah, like at the end of the day, like those games they're fun, but it just felt different because it's this smaller company. It felt like a cash grab, but it turned out not to be. So I don't want anyone to. But my chat was with me. They were like, "Yeah, this." Initially, we all thought the same thing. Like, wait, that was really recent. What do they mean 8's coming out? So yeah, it's odd how like I felt like betrayed almost. I want to say.
Yeah, I mean they definitely come up with a lot of like each one usually has like one recurring game. Like Jackbox 7 has Quiplash 3 in it, right? Like everyone loves Quiplash, so they throw that one in every now and then. And then every once in a while they'll throw Drawful back in. They've got like Drawful 1 and 2 or 3 or something now. So they'll take their hits and they'll reuse them throughout the games. But most of the time, the other games are all like brand new. And of course, their concepts are going to be like somewhat similar. There's only so far you can get with like these party games. But I've always found that at least if we were to compare Jackbox 6 and 7 to like NBA 2K20 to 2K21, I'd say the differences are probably more substantial with the Jackbox changes than with.
I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just felt weird thinking that maybe they were trying to do like something worse than, maybe it's because it was 2 games in 1 year as opposed to.
Yeah, if it was like a 4 or 5 month until the next game kind of thing, it's like, okay, what's going on here, guys?
Yeah, that's what I felt weird about.
Yeah.
But it turned out to be wrong.
Yeah.
All right. What's up, Warp World crew? I've been looking back on some weird gaming memories from my life, and I think I found one that tops them all. When I was 5, back in 1992, you got to say the 19 now, by the way. It's just, you never know.
Because we're in the 20s, yeah.
And soon it could be 2092. My church was pulling on a multimedia presentation. They tasked my older brother and I with recording a match in Street Fighter 2, Ryu versus Blanca, to represent Jesus versus Satan in the end days. At the time, I thought it was awesome winning round 3 with a Shoryuken and saving all of mankind. Looking back on it now, what the fuck? Who thought this was a great idea? So I was curious, what's the weirdest gaming related experience you have been part of?
I love that story so much, right? Can you imagine some meeting at the church where they're like, guys, I got the greatest fucking idea of all time.
How can we get the attentions of the youth today? Well, there's this Street Fighter game, you see.
It's like when those churches try to like remix hit songs and shit.
Oh yeah.
Oh man. But that's a good question. Weirdest gaming related experience you've been a part of?
I don't know. This is along those lines, maybe. I organized a LAN party for my high school. I actually got it sponsored by Balls, if you remember that.
Yeah,
like energy drink. BAWLS.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So they sent us a few cases of that, and they got us a big vinyl banner and stuff. It was really cool.
That's cool.
Yeah, it was really awesome. And like originally we were gonna have it at the school, but then like the principal was like, "Oh no, we can't have it at school." So we had it at the music teacher's recording studio, which was pretty cool. It was right across the street from the school.
Badass. Your music teacher had a studio?
Yeah, he got shot at it. He survived. I made a slash animation.
Your music teacher sounds like a fucking character in your guys' GTA roleplay.
Oh my god, I could roleplay as him. You know what his fucking name was?
It's probably something badass.
It was
Wolf.
It was Wolf.
Jesus.
Yeah. The guy was badass after all. So we obviously Counter-Strike was like the big game at the time, so that was going to be the main game. And they were not allowing us to have guns and stuff. So I downloaded all these skins and mods and stuff, and like all the knives were fish and the guns shot paintballs and stuff. And so I just had to tweak the game. Like I had to bring my PC to school, and my other friend bring his PC, show him how the LAN works, and show him how we're killing each other with fish and paintballs. And they're like, okay, we're allowed this then. And then obviously nobody showed up at the event. and we didn't have those mods on. But
Yeah. Still, you went through like the hoops to be like, look, everybody's gonna be slapping each other with fish. There's no knives, no violence.
Yeah,
that's a good one.
Thanks, Mr.
That's
Wolf.
pretty wild. That one's pretty wild. I don't know if I have any like weird experiences.
I got nothing like this Ryu versus Blanca mishap. Definitely nothing like that.
I mean, the only weird thing I would say is that, I don't know. It's just, I mean, I guess it's weird. No, never mind. I don't have anything weird. Yeah.
Yeah, that church one like definitely tops it all. Like I was stressed with mine. It's the only one I can think of where I had like use gaming and like do something weird with it.
Yeah.
I played VR chat once. That was weird. Yeah. Like off of stream.
VR chat is weird.
Yeah, that was a weird time. I was walking around. I realized I couldn't hear anybody, and I turned off my like security filter. I was like, yeah, I'll listen to people, whatever. And it was immediately just like, oh God, people are still like this on the internet. I didn't realize.
Oh yeah, even more so in VR.
Yeah, dude. I went into a room called like.
You can see it.
I went into a room called like Tom's Cool Room because like I saw the pictures. Like, look at this. It's got like he's got a cool bedroom. It looks cool. I go in. 6 of the characters were like half naked anime waifus. There was 2 succubuses, and there was like Mr. Krabs in a thong, and everybody just went in, and everybody's like, "You an e-girl? You an e-girl? 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 E-girl?" And I was like, "This is fucking weird."
You said this is Tom's Cool Room?
Just so I know to avoid it.
Yeah, just so I know to avoid it, yeah.
It was someone's cool room, yeah. I don't remember whose, but it was cool room for sure.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
All right, we got 2 more questions, but I'm going to actually kind of combine these.
Okay.
Because, yeah. So, yo, Mr. Flair, Mr. Simpson, and X-Water, pretend that Twitch just went down for good today. Oh, okay. I thought it said down for a day, but we're going to go with that. Well, damn it. Now it doesn't work. But
okay, well, let's just do both questions. We'll just do both questions.
Yeah. Went down for good today. What would you switch to a different streaming service or just find a new line of work? Thanks. Lame song. Loving the GTA content. That was the PS part.
Nice.
Yeah, just go to YouTube.
Yeah.
That's what I would do.
I mean,
worst case, I would go to Facebook, but that is worst fucking case. You know what I mean?
I'd probably start with that for sure.
Yeah. And I just want to say, if you ever see me on Facebook, it's probably because they gave me like $5 million. So.
Yeah.
Definitely just switch over. I mean, at the end of the day, switching jobs completely seems like a waste of time, and like you might as well try one of the other platforms before giving up completely.
Yeah. But
it doesn't cost anything.
For the sake of the question, let's assume that the career option of streaming is no longer viable. What career path would you take?
Criminal.
Fuck you.
You know what? I've actually thought about this pretty recently, because I have thought about how long I want to do this. You know, I don't know. I've thought about what this is going to do to my kid a little bit more. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I really want to do it, and I think I want to work with like one of the charities, that I work with a lot right now. You know what I mean? I think that's something that I really like to do. Or retire off, Warp World when we get bought for $95 billion. So one of those 2 things.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. I think that's a great.
I mean, I think
move.
all of us have that goal, though, right? You know what I mean?
Well, all of us want to make some bank off of Warp World, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, obviously,
Yeah. I mean, I think I would want to. I don't know. Continue. I still think I'd want to build software. And in some capacity, like working in like maybe working directly with charities as well would be fun, but I think my talents are very well suited for just helping people into all over. And so like I don't know, I'd probably, if it's not streaming, I'd find another space that my talents could be useful for in programming and go out from there, or even giving new programmers in the space advice and and being a mentor and slash an early investor in those companies. Like I could definitely see myself actually becoming more of an investor type after the sale of Warp World, you know, if that's the route we're going.
And just like the sale of my 4,000 Bitcoin I have. That's what he meant. Yeah.
If I had 4,000 Bitcoin, I would have sold and I would be done.
Yeah.
Can you? Oh man, if only we all had. If we all had like, jeez, it's pointless to think about. But the idea of having 4,000 Bitcoin right now is like, wow.
I will say I think, and this might sound weird, I definitely want to have something that is fulfilling in a different way once I'm done.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I don't think anyone. I don't really believe in like retirement and you just sit on a beach somewhere or like, you know what I mean? Like you might, and that's not to say like you might not like go golfing all the time. But you got to have an activity. You got to have something
to pour your effort and energy into.
Exactly.
Something to get better at, to achieve goals at. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and whatever that is, I think I want it to fulfill a different part, if that makes sense. I don't know.
For you, it seems like it's doing good for people through charity. And for Jaku, it seems like yours is like doing good for people directly, like through direct interactions, mentorship, and opportunity.
Yeah, and next one, of course, is through male stripping.
Criminal,
criminal activity.
No, I think I've thought about this a lot too. I don't want to do the going back to school part, but I've always thought it'd be cool to be a nurse. I think that's a job I would. I mean, I know it's a super fucking hard job and super stressful and tiring, and you get overworked like crazy, but that feels like one of those jobs that's hella fulfilling. And it's something I've always thought about.
At this point, like if Warp World gets sold for the $90 billion, like Pooh said, and X-Water's a fucking nurse, like, I could see him be like, I don't fucking care, I'm out. Like someone's giving him shit, like whatever, get away from me.
Yeah,
no, like that'd be a hard job to like do unless you're really passionate about it, and also having millions of dollars. I feel like you'd have to really be committed to it.
I would make sure whatever I'm doing, the money doesn't really matter, because if we had that much money, I would invest the money to things that make me money for the rest of my life. I know. I'm just like, you have to be really committed to that job. Yes.
Not just be like, I'm about to.
Yeah, you can't part-time just like, I'm going to work 20 hours a week as a nurse, like you're working as a nurse, you're in a lot. You're in there a lot.
Yeah. And that's like the investor thing, like me helping out other people. Like that's, I don't know. Like I wish that I had more people that I had connections with, like I do now. When I was, 5 years ago, starting this company with all of us, we'd be all better for it. And so like, it was just hard finding those people to give us a chance. And so I don't want to be one of those people that doesn't give the right people a chance because you don't know anything about them. All right. The other question. Hey, X-Water, Jaku, and Pooh. Or not Pooh if there's a special guest. Pooh's always a special guest. I'm still in school, and with the online learning, yeah, he's the specialist.
I'm a permanent special guest.
With the online learning, I miss the snow days we used to have. What's your favorite snow day memory, or what's your go-to game if you had a snow day? I was gonna treat the Twitch going down as a snow day.
I see.
Because I'm like, if Twitch went down for a day, that's a snow day to streamers.
Yeah.
From your viewer, app side cargo. Yeah. So what's your favorite snow day memory?
Oh, dude, going out and building like snow forts and like playing in the snow, just like when you were a kid and when you had easily accessible snow. Like I don't own a pair of snow pants anymore, so I'm not going to go play in the fucking snow because until I get, if I want to, I need to get some.
Pair of snow pants?
I never had snow pants until I have snowboard pants now, and that's the closest I've ever been.
Yeah, I don't have snow pants. Beyond my childhood, I've never bought snow pants again because I never play in the snow beyond my childhood. And if I do, I'm like drinking, so I don't need snow pants.
Yeah.
Snow forts though. I fucking love snow forts. You build like a wall and you have like a sweet like World War fucking I style like trenches fight with your snowballs. It's fun as hell, dude. Or you find like the plows when they plow and they make those snow mountains and you play on those. You get them before they're like icy.
Yeah, that's the memory I have is like our public pool. That was the parking lot they used to put all the snow in. So like this entire parking lot was filled with that, and like no one's using the public pool parking lot during winter. And I remember me and a friend bringing shovels and like digging tunnels, and like in our minds we're like, this could collapse and kill us, but this is so much fun.
Yeah. Man, the amount of times you can say that as a kid, though, like, this is going to kill us.
Yeah.
We were 10% away from dying.
Yeah. So my favorite one has to be, I was working at a ski resort in Lake Tahoe, and we got so much snow. Keep this in mind. I'm working at a ski resort. One of the ski resort that gets the most average snowfall in the country. And it got so much snow that it had to close down for 2 days. Because they had to bomb all the avalanche areas out and dig all the lifts and everything out. Like the lifts were literally buried underneath snow. So it had to shut down for 2 straight days. And that was probably my favorite snow day because literally you couldn't move anywhere you couldn't get your car anywhere or go anywhere. So everyone was just kind of locked and having fun and just like sledding down the streets and snowboarding everywhere and snowshoeing to the stores and giving each other snowmobile rides to get places. And I got to say that was the most fun I've ever been in. And this is like, I think we got like overall it was like 11 feet in 9 days we got, but the first, like the big one was like 6 feet in 48 hours. And so it was just wild. And that was like lake level. And so where the mountain actually was, like 12, 13 feet. It was just wild. I had never seen anything like it until I saw it happen, 4 more times throughout the years in Tahoe. But anytime that they shut the mountain down was just really, really fun because the whole town just kind of shuts down and everyone's just cool with it. There's nobody, all appointments are a half hour late and everything just kind of chills. And I kind of love the way that a mountain town gets when there's too much snow for it.
That does sound nice.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember. We had a large snowfall in Detroit, and I just Googled like snowfall recorded Detroit, and like it must have been this one that was like just about just a foot of snow, which not a lot of snow, but like a lot for cities. And I remember like going outside and being like, "Holy shit, this is a lot of snow," and like being old enough to have to shovel that.
Oh, shoveling snow, now that sucks.
Yeah,
is also a great workout, but yeah, it sucks.
Yeah, but yeah, snow days can be fun though. I mean, even still as an adult, as long as you don't have to shovel them, you can still go out and have fun, and you're gonna be able to relive a lot of those snow days with your kid.
Yeah,
it's gonna be some fun times.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons why I want to move back into the area. Just so, I mean, I'm not going to be like right on the mountain like I was before, but I'll be within driving distance so I can take my kid. I mean, I've already told Gina, like, there's going to be days where boy thinks he's going to school and we're driving right past school and we're going to the mountains. You know what I mean? Like, and I'm doing those days from time to time. Not all the time, but from time to time, that's got to happen.
Yeah, you got to have those mental health check days too.
Exactly. Yeah.
Like that's the thing. Like, I don't think there was really, people didn't really realize it, but like kids be like, oh, I don't want to go to school today. Like, there's just something about it. Like, yeah, sometimes they might have a test, but sometimes they just need a day off. And it should be kind of like, you have sick days, you have vacation days with work.
You should have days, baby.
You need that as a kid too at school.
Mm-hmm.
Like you have your snow days, you have your holidays, but kids should have a set amount of time too. And like, not even a set, like it should just be implied, like there are days that kids will need to take off for various reasons.
If you have, and especially like if you have a kid that you have a good relationship with, you can trust them, like, because the important thing is that like if they're taking the time off, they need to be doing it responsibly. Like, you got, like, is there anything, like, is there a test that day, like, is your homework going to be done on Monday, are you missing anything, like, do you have anyone who can email you what you need, kind of shit. But yeah, dude, my parents were pretty cool about that when I was a kid. Like, every once in a while, I'd be like, yo, can I just take today off? And they'd be like, sure. Like, I'll call in.
Mm-hmm.
It was sick.
Yeah.
Because like if I knew the day at school was gonna be useless, like my parents didn't think I was lying. I'm like, okay, so this is Friday and there's a big event happening, so half the class is gonna be gone, and I don't want to go to school today. So I can either go there and sit there and do nothing, or you can let me stay home and play some fucking GameCube today.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, my nobody really said anything. I skipped a lot of school in high school actually, and nobody ever really said anything to me about it.
I had my fair day of skipping.
Yeah, I skipped a lot.
I never skipped other than
I skipped all the time.
Like, and I always had my parents really call in if I did.
So. Yeah, no. We had they called our house is what you did, and you got like, man, it to be like truant. It was like 35 days or something. It was like
oh my god
amount of days.
Yeah,
in Kentucky. Yeah, it was an obnoxious amount. So it was just like the chances of because this is kind of backwards, fucked up, maybe thinking, but like the idea is that some farmers are gonna have to keep their kids home from school some days to help on the farm, right?
Yeah.
So they can have more. So they allow more truant days, more days for truancy because of that. I don't know if they still do this, but like for me, they're not even like scheduling a meeting with my parents until after like 35 days. So you could just skip all the time. Like you could skip like once a week at that point, you know what I mean?
Right.
It didn't even matter. And it was, and of course, like not every day is needed. So
yeah. I guess that makes some good sense too.
But I mean, it wasn't good. I was definitely skipping way too much.
Yeah.
Way too often. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, there you go.
All right.
That's it. Episode 190.
In the books. Great work, guys. Tech Talk tomorrow, right, Jaku?
Tech Talk indeed. 3 p.m. Central. Warp World right on the same channel. We are going to be doing it about multi-queue / Warp World. We're going to have myself, Xwater, and Ross.
Yeah. It's going to be a good time.
What's fun about that is that's when we kind of met Ross right at the uptime too. So I know. I wish I could be on that one. I really wish I'm busy tomorrow, but that's the one I really wanted to be on because it's so old school and
it's an old one.
And it literally happened in a GDQ bedroom.
Yeah, that's how. Yep, there's GDQ aspect of it. There's just there's so much to it. But it's been told a few times on the podcast. And we're going to go over some of the details, and we're going to go over some of the new stuff we want to build out and exciting features and just kind of the life of the queue. Like it's crazy to think that queue software is something that I'm passionate about because it sounds boring as hell, but it's neat. So
yeah, it's gonna be cool.
Stay tuned for tomorrow.
Yeah, and if you're listening to the podcast, it'll be on our YouTube channel, so find it there if you want to catch the Tech Talk. The last one is up there too, the One Up Coin Tech Talk. So
yep, techtalk.warp.world takes you right there.
Perfect. Cool. All right, have a great week, everyone. Thanks for listening, and stay fantastic.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.